Hello and welcome to my channel. Before going into this video, let's take a look what I have been doing since last couple of days. And since last couple of days, I have been reading a book. Let's take a look. So after watching this video, you are now sure that what I am going to talk here in this video. And in this video, we're going to talk about this interesting book. The name of this book is After Steve. I'm Tirtha Mahanta and you are watching Global Good Books. So let's get started and see what is there in this book. So we are going to review today the book After Steve, and this book is authored by Tripp Mickle. And Tripp is a Wall Street journalist, and he is a writer on technology and corporate reporter. And Steve has a huge experience of writing about books, but this book is a quite different book. This book he has written with a thorough research work he did with Apple's ex-employees and those employees who have they positioned in the top leadership of Apple. And after going through a deep research work and meeting with them several times, he concluded that he has to write this interesting book about Apple and Apple's story, because Apple, we all know, is a very big company, as one of the world's biggest company. The company was led by Steve Jobs, who was one of the most inspiring leaders, most popular entrepreneur. As we know, Steve was one of the world's best CEOs who took the leadership of Apple, and he has shaped Apple in such a way that the company is one of the world's best company and one of the world's most preferred brand. So in this video, we are going to talk about Steve Jobs' company Apple. You might have come across many books that is based on Apple's history, but this book is a different book. Because why I say this is a different one, because in this book the author is telling about Apple's story after Steve. After Steve's death, the company the responsibilities of Steve's was handed over to two of its princes. The one is the imaginative Jony Ive, and the other one is practical chief executive Tim Cook. So how these responsibilities were handed over to these two legends, and they are also the future of Apple when Steve died. So why Steve chose them to keep his responsibilities as the chief leadership of Apple. In this book, the author is covering Steve Jobs' last few days of working, because he passed away in the year 2011, and he has worked for the company till his last breath. And the author is telling here that the Apple's CEO, then CEO, was died of pancreatic cancer, but he was actively working till his death for his company. And he stayed assured to his stakeholders and his employees and his customers that he will leave the company in the safe hands before he died. According to Steve, Apple is not just a job for him, but it was a part of his life. In this book, the author is highlighting the story about Tim Cook's becoming the CEO and how he was announced before Steve's death as the chief executive officer. And the story is narrated here very nicely. The story is crafted fantastically in this book. And in every part of this book, you will find as you are sitting in the office of Apple and you are just looking around the people working in Apple. The scenario is just like that. So it's very simple and very easy and very convenient to understand. This book is covering the launching story of iPhone, Tim Cook, how handled all these things. That is what in this book the author has narrated. And in this book, the author is also telling about the evolution of Apple computers story, iPad's story, and iPod in 2010, how it was introduced. That is also is covered. Steve have learned lessons from the biggest companies, how faced problems after its top leadership collapsed or sudden death of the top leadership, how the companies face problems. That he has learned from Disney and Sony's stories, and he has accordingly prepared, and he has distributed the top leadership to the right hands before his death. This book is covering stories about Tim Cook's life, his childhood days, his previously working organizations, how he was appointed in Apple, and also this book is covering a story about Tim Cook's study days to working and in other companies, how he was working and how he was got appointed in Apple, and how he started working with Steve, and many things related to Tim Cook's involvement in Apple, that this book is covering. And this book is also covering the story about Jony Ive's story, his life, his studies days, his working with IBM, and after how he was hired for Apple, and how he was working with Steve Jobs for the designing part. And Steve was very much concerned about designing his products, and how Jony Ive was, that he took the big role in Apple's product designing team. So these things are covered in this book. This book is divided into two parts, and the first part of this book is covering about Steve's life, his involvement with his team, product team, and his involvement with the marketing team, designing team, then your communication team, and how he was leading, managing all the topmost leaderships in the organization, and how he was very innovative person, and how he was thinking for new products. That is given in the first part of this book. And the real story, as per the title, was after Steve. That starts from chapter 6, and after chapter 6 the story of this book is changed, and then you will come to know about what happened after Steve's death. So after Steve's death, how the restructure was done in the top management, and how the leadership was designed by Tim Cook and Jony Ive, how they took the responsibility of Apple, and they continued doing good work and continued working for the innovation for what Apple is known for. And these things have given in this book in the part 2, or you can say that after chapter 6 this thing has been given in this book. So it's an interesting book and a well combination of Apple's past and future, and present as well. Future, I can say it's past and present, because after Steve's death, the company was such a big company that it wants a good leadership to maintain its brand value and its innovations, and its leadership was needed. Good leadership was needed by the company, and what Steve has already decided before his death, and he has handed his responsibilities to Tim Cook, which was a good decision by Steve, and also Tim Cook is also handled the company in a right way. So that's what I have for you today in this video. If you want to go into the book and you want to know more about this is a very interesting book. It's a corporate studies book, and if you want to know about Apple's working strategies, hiring strategies, how Apple continued its journey from its beginning to till date, then this book is an interesting book. And this book is written on a thorough research work with the employees of Apple. That's why this is a very interesting reading for corporate leaders. If somebody wants to grow his organizations, and if somebody wants to know how Apple's strategy was after Steve's death, then this is a very interesting read. So that's what I have for you today in this video. See you in my next video, and if you haven't subscribed my channel till now, then do it right now, right here. Press the subscribe button. See you soon in my next video. Till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.